Lighting behind me, isn't that a good thing? Turn it on. Okay, guys. Hi, hi, hi. It's Pearl Jr. here for my weekly YouTube live. I'm really liking YouTube. Anyway, in my office, doing my thing. And everyone knows that comes to my channel that I'm Pearl Jr. and that I've been covering Michael since the 2005 trial in a professional manner. I have been a fan of the Jackson Five since I first saw them on the Ed Sullivan Show singing I Want You Back. I saw the little boy in the front. He seemed like he was my age, even though Michael's 1,711 days older than me. Yes, yes, woo, woo. The 7, the 1, and the 11, Michael's favorite numbers. He is. That's another story of how I figured that out. But anyway, and I fell in love with the little boy. My little bitty heart didn't know what I was seeing as a little 6-year-old. And Michael was 11. So I've been a fan all my life since 1969. Okay. But I've been covering Michael professionally since 2005. So this episode of YouTube Live is going to focus on my Jackson sightings. Okay. I live in Los Angeles. I am a born native person from Los Angeles, California, in a city called Pacoima. And when my parents moved out here in Pacoima, it was a brand new community where all the Black people who wanted to buy houses, the real estate agent said, go over there and buy the houses. You know, and this was in the 50s. I was born in the 60s. So I am from Los Angeles. And for most of my young life, I lived just 7 miles from Havenhurst. 7 miles. That's it. 7 miles from Havenhurst. And I only went there a few times because something in my heart told me, Pearl, you're going to be friends with Michael some way, somehow, but it's not going to be because you hung out in front of his house. It's going to be something else. And I did go there, of course, Billie Jean. When Billie Jean was hot in the 80s, I went by there and I would tell the security guard that would come out. And I said, tell him Billie Jean came by. Little did I know Billie Jean is Mickey Howard, Brandon Howard. Tell that story. Well, it's in my videos, guys. So try to watch those stories. And then one time on Valentine's Day, I had some friends from out of town come and I was taking them sightseeing. So we drove by the Jacksons' house. And when we drove by, we saw Marlon, we saw Jackie, we saw Tito come in to, celebrate Valentine's Day with their mother. And this was in probably the 90s, in the late 80s, 90s. And my friends that were with me from out of town got to take pictures with them. Wasn't that cool? Right in front of their house. So those are my 2 stories of me going to the Havenhurst house, even though it was just 7 miles from where I lived. And I could have went there all the time and hung out and all that stuff. But something said, don't do that, Pearl, because you're going to be one of many. And I wanted to be, special. I wanted to know him personally. I wanted to, and it was just something that I always knew. And now, throughout the death host, but who knew that I was going to get to know him while he's dead? God plays tricks on people, really. Okay, so anyway, I'm a believer. And just to give a little background, I'm a producer, a director. I'm a documentary filmmaker. And Cecil and I produced 4 Michael Jackson documentaries, The Trial and Triumph, about his innocence in the 2005 trial, because I was sat in the courtroom and I listened and there was nothing that proved that he was guilty. So we did a documentary about it called The Trial and Triumph of the King of Pop. That was distributed by Warner Brothers, and Joe wanted it. And there's another story to that. It's in one of these 300 plus videos that I've done. And oh God, I'm sweating. I hate when I sweat. Okay. And then we did a live one, Is Michael Jackson Really Dead? That was on Netflix that we never got paid for. And it ain't Netflix's fault, not Netflix's fault. It was the distributor's fault. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There's an alarm going out. That's weird. Hold on, guys. Let me go see what's going on. Hold on. Oh, okay. It stopped, guys. Okay, that was weird. It was my new home. I moved. That was weird. So, anyway, it's over now. But anyway, sorry for the interruption. Sorry for the interruption. So anyway, so we produced the first Alive, and then Alive 2 released October 2016, and then Alive 3, Michael Jackson, The Living Dead, which is all about proving who Michael is and what he has done to prove who he is. And those are available on Amazon on a box set or individually. And also you can watch it on Amazon, and you can watch it worldwide on Vimeo.com. So there you go. So anyway, guys, this time I'm going to talk about Michael Jackson sightings, because you're not on Sunday, minding my own business, going shopping. You guys know I moved, so I'm buying new stuff for my new home. You know, I sold my house, so I moved, so I need paintings and stuff like that. So I'm in urban home, minding my own business, not thinking Michael Jackson. I had just left a funeral, so I was dressed all in black. I looked nice that day. And so I'm shopping around, and then somebody passes me by, and they say, "Hey, how you doing?" And I look up and I say, "Oh, fine." And I'm not, and then as he walked past, I'm like, "He looks familiar." Then I thought to myself, I'm not going to think about that right now. Then he was still in the store. He was still in the store while I was in the store. So I was like, was that Austin Brown, Michael's nephew? What? What? How is Austin Brown in the same store that I'm in at the same moment? You know, now you guys know the last time I ran into Austin was in freaking New York at John F. Kennedy Airport. What? I mean, come on. I'm in the line. It's not even 5 in the morning. It's 4 something in the morning. I'm in the line in New York, JFK Airport. He is in the same line I'm in. Okay, so at this point, I walked up to him and I said, well, it's in New York, so. I say, "Are you Austin Brown?" He says, "Yes, I am." And I said, "Can I take a picture?" He said, "Sure." And I took a picture, and then I released it to you guys. It's out there on the internet somewhere. And if you want to see it, I'll send it to you. So that was like, what? So now here I am Sunday, and I'm minding my own business, and I'm in urban home, and I see Austin Brown, and I'm thinking, is that really him? Really? I ran into Austin Brown at the urban home? What? You know, so anyway, so yeah, I believe that it was him. You know, I was about to leave, but I laundered around because now I got to double check what I'm thinking I'm seeing. So yeah, same beard, same everything. Had a red cap on that was kind of curved so he could kind of hide who he was. You know, and I did snap a little picture, you know, but I didn't release the picture, but I did for proof. So anyway, guys, I believe it was Austin Brown. But anyway, I've run into a lot of Jacksons throughout the years, and I just kind of took notes, and I just want to just kind of go over that. Now, you know, when I was a teenager at the roller skating rink, I ran into Jackie, Jermaine, and Tito at the Reseda roller skating rink. I was a little girl. I think I was in high school, and they were older, and my friend fell in front of them. Oh, it was so embarrassing. And all I could do is just kind of look at them like, all like stupid or whatever. But anyway, ran into them then. Ran into Michael. I had a boyfriend. He was a school teacher at one point back in the late 90s, early 90s, or late 80s, early 90s. And he worked at this school. And he called me, he said, Michael's here, Michael's here. And so, of course, I got dressed because he knew I was such a Michael Jackson fanatic. I was a Michael fan. So I ran down to the school and Michael was leaving. And he said, jump over this and get on this car because he was over a fence, you know, because I couldn't get to him fast enough. And I said, hi, Michael. And he looked around and he saw me and he waved just to me, just to me. So that was another Michael sighting. And so anyway, so then I, you know, didn't run into him. I think I ran into Randy at a nightclub with Stevania's his ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, baby mama, his Stevania's mother. I think Randy was with her, and I ran into Randy at a nightclub. And I had just wrote the book, The Climate, and I talk about Michael in the book, The Climate. And because Michael is such a cultural icon, when you talk about race or you talk about culture, and you're trying to prove a point, Michael is easy to kind of fit into, you know, a part of history, a part of carving history, a part of things that are historic. So I do talk about Michael in the context of race. And the first book I ever wrote was called The Climate, A Perspective Unvisited. It's on Amazon.com too. So anyway, so those are like my pre-Michael sightings. And then I ended up covering the 2005 trial as a fluke. Cecil's dad, who was my partner, his dad is on the Thriller album and the thank yous, because Cecil's dad worked with Donna Summer and worked at Casablanca Records. And we already talked about Donna and Quincy apologized. I told you I was a Death Hoax Club. I knew they was up to something. So Quincy came out, the daughters had an intervention with him. And he came out and said, nah, I was just playing. I'm getting old, getting crazy, talking too much junk, stop drinking. But he wasn't specific, but, you know, and I told you guys about a Death Hoax Clue that was I Know I'm Alive, that was in the lyrics of State of Independence, but go back and watch that video. So anyway, yeah, Cecil's dad is on the Thriller album, Cecil Holmes, because he worked for CBS at the time that they were making Thriller. And I think Quincy reported to Cecil's dad. And that's how Cecil's dad got on the album. Yay! You know, so how is that? So anyway, oh, and just a little nitpick. Stacey Dash, who is Cecil's sister-in-law, who is Cecil's dad's stepdaughter, ran into her. We went to a funeral, unfortunately, and she was there. And she was nice as pie. Now I learned she's going to be running for Congress. But I don't know. She made a lot of Black people mad. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. Anyway, just a little side note, that was just some newly released information. But she's a part of the family, Cecil's family. So, you know, I get to see her every now and then at family functions. So anyway, my Michael Jackson sightings. So anyway, so another sighting that I've had was after the death announcement. I ran into Jermaine at the mall, and then there was once on the freeway. Jermaine was going to go speak on the anniversary of the death announcement to Forest Lawn, and I told Peter I was going. Peter is Michael. Oh, I got something for you guys. Hopefully it'll come in next week when I do my weekly YouTube. I got something for you guys. Okay. But anyway, well, it's coming, it's ordering. So LaToya, so Jermaine ran into him on the freeway. And I'm like, what the heck? You know, because I was getting ready to go to the wrong Forest Lawn, because there's a Forest Lawn Hollywood and I think there's a Forest Lawn Glendale. So all of a sudden I'm going on the wrong freeway and they pull us like next to me, like to go, girl, you going on the wrong freeway, you know? And I was like, was that Jermaine and Halima? What? So my dumb butt, you know, just kind of, you know, and so I go to the wrong Forest Lawn. So now I have to backtrack through traffic to go to the other Forest Lawn, which I did. And so I thought I had missed Jermaine. Speaking. So I was all nervous and everything. And I got there, I pull up, I get out of my car, I walk 10 steps, and then Jermaine is just now pulling up. Now, I know you went the right way and I went the wrong way. So did you wait for me? I'm just wondering. Okay, but anyway, so the reason why I say that is because after I, you know, recorded Jermaine at Forest Lawn, Halima tweets it. Jermaine's wife tweets it out to share. So I'm like, oh, okay. So, you know, it's all a Okay, I got it. I'm good. I'm good. Okay. So, and then Prince. Oh my God. Oh my God. Fans are crazy. They're sitting there going, "You're following the kids." No, 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 no. Prince is behind me. I am not following him. He is following me. I'm driving, minding my own business, getting ready to go see my granddaughter and my daughter, and all of a sudden I looked behind me and I went, "Oh, that looks like Prince's truck. Wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's Prince. Khalil, get the camera. So we recorded, and there's a video with Prince following behind me. Now, I knew not to follow him because I'm not a paparazzi. I'm a filmmaker. I'm a reporter. I'm better than that. At least I don't want to put paparazzis down. Everybody got a job, and we enjoy paparazzi's pictures. Don't say you don't, because you look at them too, okay? And you look at gossip too. So don't be holier than thou. Paparazzis have their place, okay? So anyway, so then there's that footage of Prince driving behind me. And then he talks about, being in his car the next day, and then the day after, and the day after, and then the day after that. Paris does a live tweet. So it was this big 4-day thing, and Peter knew about it and all this stuff. Okay. So anyway, so that was a Prince sighting. And of course, I covered the Grauman's Chinese Theater event. And Prince, Paris, and BG were there, and Catherine and Jermaine, no, Catherine and Tito and Jackie and Chris Tucker and Justin Bieber. And you got to watch the Alive trilogy to see those clues and see how because Peter was the one that told me to go down there, and I went down there and boom, I got a hot chocolate clue, like he said, like he posted hot chocolate. Chris Tucker told a story about hot chocolate. So that was the first time I was like, really? You're Michael for real? For real? And then he's done like 100 things since then. Okay. Okay. So that was another sighting. And then LaToya. Okay. Run into LaToya at the Polo Lounge in Beverly Hills at the restaurant. Okay. Peter said, "Oh, so you're going to go to the Polo Lounge?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to the Polo Lounge. Oh, it's a girls' night out." So it was this big thing him and I had, about what I was going to do and all this other stuff. So then he calls me and he's like, "So are you on your way? Where are you going?" And I said, "Well, I'm going to the Polo Lounge." He said, "Oh, okay." So we talked, and then he sung "I Just Can't Stop Loving You" while I was on my way. And it was so sweet. And then I get off. He said, "You're going to see LaToya, and you're going to see Brenda Ritchie, you're going to see Jeffrey, and you're going to see Kathy Hilton." Okay. And I'm like, "Really?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not." I get off the phone with him, hang up the phone, me and my friend, because it was her birthday. I was taking her out for her birthday. And we walk into the Polo Lounge, and bam, right there in front of me is LaToya, Jeffrey, and Brenda Ritchie. Kathy Hilton wasn't there. And I'm like, "Oh my God, no way, no, what? Peter just told me I was going to see you guys, and here you are." And LaToya made eye contact, and she made eye contact with me to where I couldn't see her. You couldn't miss her, So then, you make eye contact, then I know that you wanted to say hi to you. So me and her had a conversation. We sat down, we talked, and took pictures and all that other stuff. Let's see. That's probably not a call. Hold on. Let's see who that is. Hello? Hello?
I'm returning a phone call. Hi. Hello?
I'm sorry. I gotta go. Bye. Okay, somebody returned a phone call. I didn't call anybody. Okay, so anyway, I probably shouldn't have answered that. I'm on live. I mean, come on, bro. Okay, so then we take pictures and all this other stuff, and fans are like, "Oh, it's Photoshop. The Jacksons hate you, blah, blah." No, they don't. Okay, ran into John Branca. Okay, got a picture with John Branca. Okay, I'm at the Fan Fest. I'm with Sharon, whose phone number, who I met at the 2005 trial, whose phone number was on an exhibit in the Catherine versus AEG live trial that Michael's writing. So that was a bit weird, because Sharon, I always thought she was kind of a little Michael spy. I really did. And then when I saw the phone number, I was like, yeah, she's a little Michael spy. So anyway, so I ran into LaToya at the Polo Lounge. And why did I bring up Sharon? I brought her up for some reason. But anyway, oh, at the Fan Fest. So Sharon had me go to the Fan Fest, and I went, and we went. And all of a sudden, I see John Branca. Why is someone calling me? I am busy. Hold on. Hold on. Hello?
I'm returning a phone call.
I don't know. I didn't call this phone number. I don't know. Who are you?
My name is Adam McDaniel, and it has this phone listed as a recent phone call.
No, I'm sorry. It must have been a mistake. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, that's weird. So anyway, guys, so I'm at the Fan Fest and in Las Vegas, and I turn around and John Branca's right there. So I'm like, oh my God, John Branca. So he's the executor to the state, you guys. So I'm like, oh my God. So I turn around and John Branca's right there. So I don't know what to do. So I said, oh, let's take a picture. So Karen took a picture, and there's a picture of me and John Branca out there, even though I got to know John Branca pretty well when I covered the IRS case, and him and I talked often at that case, and we know each other by a first name basis and all this stuff because I went there several times and I talked, and I was an observant and I cared, about what happened at that case. And so there's a John Branca sighting. Randy, this was a weird one. Okay, Randy Jackson. Let me tell you about my Randy sighting. So I'm at the 99, I'm getting ready to go to the 99-cent store. Yes, I shop at the 99-cent store. I'm not Richie Beverly Hills type of person. I go to the 99-cent store. And I just left the movies and I was going to the 99-cent store. So when I pulled in the parking lot, it was somebody that looked like Randy, because Randy kind of has you know how your temple is, it kind of comes out right there. So I was looking at the profile and he was in a red Porsche. And I was like, oh my God, is that Randy Jackson? Well, that's Randy Jackson sitting in this car in the front of the 99-cent store. Well, there's a bank there too. And I was like, oh my God. So I didn't want to intrude. This was before the death announcement. This was before Barack Obama was elected president. And I had this ugly, beat up pink phone. It was so embarrassing. Flip phone. And he said, let me give you your phone number. Wait, I'm skipping. But anyway, I'll get to the pink phone. Don't let me forget the pink phone. So anyway, so I say, oh my God, there's Randy Jackson just sitting in the car. So then I decide, okay, I'm gonna go shop. And if Randy's still here when I get out, then I'm supposed to talk to him. So I go shop, and I really didn't think too much of it while I was shopping. And then I came out and I was like, he's still here. So I said, oh, maybe I should go talk to him. Maybe I should say something. So I went tap, tap, tap on the window, and I said, you Randy Jackson? He said, yeah. I said, oh, I'm Pearl Jr. I covered the trial, your brother. I did the documentary, boom, bam, bam, boom, 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 bam, right? And he's like, oh, do you have a copy? And then I'm like thinking, I might have one in my trunk. You know how they say when you're a startup business, you're a little tiny business, you sell out of your trunk. Well, yeah. Except for now, you don't have to really sell out of your trunk because you can sell on the internet. But yeah, so I didn't have a copy. So he said, oh, let me give you your phone number. And he gave me my phone number. And I had this old beat up, pink, beat up phone. It was like embarrassing. And so I had to pull out that beat up phone in front of Randy Jackson and try to put his phone number in. And I didn't know how to do it. And I was fumbling and making mistakes and just like silly Willie. And he's like, you a trip, huh? And I'm like, I ain't trying to be a trip. I was just, And so anyway, so he gave me his phone number. So when the death announcement happened, I was able to call Randy also with the stuff that was in storage and Mr. Vaccaro, and I got to intercede with that and help them get their stuff back, because that's another story. Oh my God, how I've been just, Michael and Stacey Dash's brother. Oh my God, you guys, I don't know if I've ever done a video about this one. Okay, I'll tell you this story. Stacey Dash, she has a brother named Darian Dash. Darian Dash and Randy were friends, and Randy had the power of attorney over Michael's affairs during the 2005 trial, okay? And I saw it in court, so it's true. I saw the document with Michael's signature giving Randy power of attorney. So anyway, at that time, they didn't know what was going to happen. Michael was in financial straits. His electricity got cut off to where the prince from some Middle Eastern country had to wire 30-something thousand dollars in Grace's account and to pay the electric bill. Okay. So Michael has had assets that were worth a lot of money, but Michael was cash poor in 2005. Plus, he had to pay all the money for his defense and all that other stuff. So anyway, during the 2005 trial. So what am I talking about? God, I'm losing my mind. I'm not thinking right. Okay. Oh, it's Dash, Darian Dash. So anyway, so with Darian Dash. So anyway, so Darian Dash had some kind of company called Precedent. And in that, he had secured a loan on Michael's assets for over $500 million, $500 million, guys, $500 million. And he had secured that loan. And they were going to do the loan and do all that other stuff. And it was signed. And then when Michael got acquitted, Michael didn't want anything to do with the loan. Michael said, I don't want the money, because Michael had his other plans on how he was going to make money. So Michael refused to take the money. Well, Darian Dash sued Michael Jackson because the contract that Randy had signed said that if he secures a loan, he is entitled to 9% of the value of the loan. Okay, 9%, which was 40 something million dollars, right? And so they sued him. And I remember that it was Father's Day, and we were at Cecil's brother's house, and Cecil's dad was there. And I never told you guys this. And Cecil's dad was there. And when I found out one day, Cecil and I were researching for what we called behind the scenes of the Michael Jackson trial. But at the time, that's what it was called at the time, but it got later renamed to the Trial and Triumph of the King of Pop. But anyway, we were researching, and we came across the lawsuit for Prescient and Darian Dash. And Cecil told me, are you sitting? I said, yeah. He said, I want you to don't go crazy. I said, what? He said, Darian Dash is my stepbrother. Oh my God. Darian Dash, that's suing Michael for over $40 million, is his stepbrother. Oh my God, how am I going to tell Ramon? Ramon was Michael's manager, spokesperson. I was like, oh my God, they're going to think I was a setup. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. Oh my God, how could that be possible? Right? So I told Ramon, I said, I swear to God, I didn't set anything up. I didn't know anything about this, but I got an in. So if you need someone to talk or whatever, please let me know. Hold on, I got to sneeze, guys. Hold on. If you have someone that that wants to talk to Darian or whatever, I'll see what I can do. I didn't know, it's just a fluke. But I think at that point is when Michael got interested in me, because he had saw me in the courtroom, and I was an independent media source. I had my own TV show. I had no boss, and I was in the biggest trial in the world. And he probably was like, what is this girl about? Ooh, she got some guts, and Joe probably was like, wait a minute, and then with the Darian Dash and Cecil's dad connection and all that other stuff, which was all just happened. It just all happened. I didn't do anything to make any of that happen. It just was my fate. It was just there. It just plopped in my life, right? And I didn't plop in that life. That life plopped me there. Just took me and said, here, you're in Michael's world. Boom, right? So that's another story. But anyway, so Prescient is suing him. So at the time, Michael is being sued by Mark Shaffel for $9 or $10 million or something. And so I'm covering that trial, and Lindell McMillan is the lawyer, and another guy is the lawyer. And so I'm covering that trial. Hardly nobody was there. It was at like 2000, end of 2005, 2006. So I tell Lindell, I said, I don't know if this helps or anything, but my partner, my boyfriend, is Cecil Holmes, and Darian is his stepbrother. So if you need something, call me and I'll see what I can do. And he looked at me like, I got this. I know him. I got this. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just offering, and that was that. So anyway, now it's Father's Day. Okay. And we're at Cecil's brother's house, and Cecil's dad's there, and Cecil's dad loves Michael. He always says, "So how's the kid?" He calls Michael the kid. And I said, "Oh, Michael's fine, blah, blah," because they know we covered the trial and this, that, and the other. So it was always a source of conversation. And I said, "Well, Darian is suing Michael." And Cecil's dad said, "For what?" And I explained the whole thing about the loan and the commission and the percentage and all that other stuff. And he was like, "Really? Huh? I didn't know anything about that." And I was, and I'm always sympathetic to Michael at that point. I mean, he couldn't have had a better advocate than me. I swear. I even though I'm not powerful, I probably did 100 radio interviews telling Black people not to be mad at Michael, because I was mostly an activist at that point. So I was really on Black radio stations, not to say other people didn't hear. I'm just saying that that's really the only people that were pretty much, KABC wasn't, it was conservative, but I was on KABC Talk Radio too, while I was covering the trial, which is not Black. But I was telling everyone, take that back, telling everyone that Michael wasn't a child molester, and the reasons why he was innocent, and it was a copycat accusation to get paid. That's all it was, And and it was an extortion attempt. And so I would tell Cecil's dad. So I told, so I'm an advocate, and I'm like, Michael's having hard times. He's overseas, blah blah blah, and I'm pretty much just Michael, oh, Michael, like most fans do, right? And so the next day, Darian calls. It was Saturday, which is the day before Father's Day. So on Sunday, the party was on Saturday. So Sunday, Darian calls Cecil's dad and says, "This is the story told to me. This is the story told to me." And says, "Yeah, happy Father's Day." And Cecil's dad said, "Yeah, I heard you suing Michael Jackson, blah, blah, blah." So Cecil's dad pretty much says to Darian, because there was an offer on the table, and the trial was to start the next day, which was on a Monday. So there was an offer on the table. So Cecil's dad told Darian, "Well, because I talked to him, because it just plopped there where I was able to talk to him, nothing set up, it just happened." And Darian's dad said something to the effect of, "Two birds in your hand is better than one bird in the bush," which means that you didn't capture that bird in the bush. You know that bird is there, but you might not get that bird. But right now, you got two birds in your hand. So which is the better deal? And plus, you're gonna go up against Michael's powerful attorneys. So the next day, Darian walks in. The trial was supposed to start, or something was supposed to start, and the next day, Darian says, "I'll take the deal." So was I influential on saving Michael tens of millions of dollars? I would say God just kind of put me there to talk to Cecil's dad, who was the person that Darian looked up to the most. Bam! Wow. Wow. Okay. So anyway, so that's another weird one. So I ran into Randy at the 99-cent store, and we exchanged phone numbers and everything. And that's how I ended up Randy's phone number. Here's another story I never told, and then I'm going to get off. I've been going home for 32 minutes. Here's another story I'm going to tell. Once I was, I knew someone who lived in this like homeless shelter. And I'm not going to say who it is because, people, have hard times and they don't want you to know who they are. And I would go visit this person. And at this particular homeless shelter where people lived, and I would go visit them and pick them up and take them places and do things, right? So then, right when I was doing that, why did Catherine, Paris, Prince, and BG go there and donate money to that shelter? I was like, wait, oh, whoa, wait a minute. What was in my head? I could not dare speak it. I could not dare speak it because I was like, at the time, I was like, Michael, is he somewhere? What? And this was, when was this? This was probably 2010, somewhere in 2009, 2010. Okay. So that was kind of weird. So those are my, my Jackson sightings. I'm back in the community, and I'm about 3 or 4 miles from the Havenhurst house. And Calabasas is a few, maybe 10 miles down the road. So maybe I'll run into more Jacksons. Who knows? But I heard that Austin lived in uh, Arizona. But I know. Well, anyway, I'm back in my old stomping grounds. And the I wanted to tell you guys where I live, but I better not. I'll save that for. But it is connected to the Jacksons. It is not on purpose. It's just one of those things that happened again. So anyway, this is Pearl Jr. And be sure, if you want to know how Michael faked his death or why he faked his death, be sure to pick up a copy of the Alive trilogy of Michael Jackson documentaries. It's 254 minutes. I promise. I promise you will not be disappointed. You will watch this be going, oh my God, how did I not see it? Oh my God, how did I not notice? Oh my God, how did didn't pay attention to that? And you can see all the tricks. And hopefully, if we sell enough of these, I'll be able to uh, um, produce a live four. Okay, because I never ask for donations, guys. I don't know. I just don't ask for donations. And so hopefully I'll be able to do a live four soon. So this has been another 35-minute live YouTube with me, Pearl Jr., a bona fide Michael Jacksonologist. Okay. So I'll see you guys next time. Okay. If you want to watch online 24/7 worldwide on Vimeo, I'll put the link down in the description. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye.